Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Rating Arizona.
Beers, brought to you by King's Beer and Wine, where craft beer lives.
It is alive and well, my friend.
Yes.
24th Street. No, not 24th Street.
Central and Thomas.
Central and Thomas.
Yeah.
If you're on 24th Street, go to Central and Thomas. So.
Yeah, exactly. So today we're doing a beer out of Harbottle Brewing Company, located in Tucson, Arizona. This is Old Pueblo. It is a Pilsner, coming in at 5.2% ABV, and not a lot of craft breweries doing Pilsners.
There's not. That's why I chose this. And Alec from King's was like, I said, we haven't done a Pilsner. He's like, you just did the crispy. I'm like, but that's not Pilsner.
Right.
It's a lager. And he knows his shit. Alec, if you're listening, don't. I wasn't talking shit, buddy.
I think it's scary for a lot of these craft breweries to actually put Pilsner on the can.
Why?
So because, it's kind of like one of those delicate things, Pilsner, Pils from Germany, very, very known, flavor of beer.
Okay.
Very known style of beer.
Like you got to kind of nail it.
The most popular style, obviously, in Germany.
Sure.
Don't tell the people of Kolsch that, but still, I mean, a lot of these craft breweries will call them like a crispy boy or just a lager,
Okay.
generic lager kind of
Okay.
thing. A lot of them won't put Pilsner on there, or those put Pils, classic Pils. But
Is this setting the bar for Harbottle right now on this Rating Arizona?
oh man, and I love
Beers?
Harbottle. Was there just last year, and interesting spot because it's just like in a little industrial building, kind of just dug out into almost I don't know, like just an industrial shop complex.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, there's a brewery.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
pretty cool little spot. The wife and I went in there and had a few beers, and I was pretty impressed.
Cool spot.
Pretty impressed. Yeah,
Good beers.
definitely.
They do some really cool. I'm a sucker for can art. They do. I don't remember what it's called, like 500-pound gorillas, like an IPA that they do. I could be completely. It's a monkey themed beer. I don't know if it's gorilla IPA, whatever it was. I think it's like 500-pound gorilla, and just the can art for it is just awesome. They do another one that looks like Miami Vice style. So yeah, they do a really good job, and even this can, I love this can, like just the
simplicity,
classic look.
Kind of looks like a Coors Light.
What? All right, moving on.
Let's crack
moving
it
on.
open. So this is the first beer of the day. It's always nice to hit up a Pilsner.
I went to I don't know if you've ever been to Phoenix Burrito House, right up it's like 7th and something. Phoenix Burrito House, amazing burritos.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
you put burrito on your, building.
all the money's put. That's all your eggs in one basket right there. So I mean, this is like 9:30. Today's Sunday, and there was a couple there. They were 4 or 5 deep into Dos Equis.
Jeez.
They were having a good time.
So the recovery, right? The dog of what is the hair of the dog?
The dog,
Yeah.
man, it's a beautiful thing.
So this beer does come in a relatively clear. It's not as bright as what I would consider most Pilsners to be. So I wouldn't actually say unfiltered.
Okay.
Gold color. I mean, hay-like in color. Really nice, bright, white, compact bubbles on the head. But let's get a dry-by aroma.
So I've started thinking about this. So so for our audio listeners that don't get to see us doing this,
that's right, yeah.
So just to give you, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but for your episodes, when I would take them from YouTube, I would cut out the tasting part, right? Because on the visual, you can, but
Well, and I'm really loud at drinking stuff too. I like basically chewing the beer and then have the mic right by my throat. Like,
we need to bring that back for the audio. So, okay, so this is for you guys. So we're going to do drive-by aroma. Okay, so what do we...
So yeah, definitely classic German yeast. I mean, that is very, very bright. German yeast have that really kind of like I always go back to say salinity. I don't even know if that's the right word, but salty kind of like ocean kind of like character in the background. Definitely a lot of like that grass hay kind of thing going on. And this one, the Pilsner malt on this one does come off to smell, and people hate the description when you say smell sweet, because sweet is a taste.
Okay.
But your brain can automatically, it knows what the hell something sweet is.
Sure.
So when you smell something, it's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
So this kind of comes off a little bit to me. Smells a little sweet, like that sweet Pilsner malt
That's got to be a beer name right there. That sweet Pilsner
That
malt.
sweet Pilsner
That
malt.
sweet Pilsner malt. From the
It smells
countryside.
absolutely fantastic. I mean, what do you
Does.
get
It
anything
does.
particular out of it?
Well, what I don't get, and I dig this, is I don't get the maltiness. Remember, we've talked about that. I don't like. I'm not big on malty. Like
Right.
the higher the maltiness, the less likely I am to like that beer. At a volume standpoint, meaning like. So a stout, I can have maybe this much, more like a 5-ounce pour of a stout, and I'm like, dude, this is fantastic. And this is a good beer. I don't want any more than that.
Interesting.
You know, and that's as the maltiness goes up, the more that increases for me.
Yeah. So I really do dig the aroma. I think, let's dig into it. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
And thank you to Kings.
King's Beer and Wine, Central and Thomas. Remember, we got to. That was for the listeners. That's interesting.
That's a good beer.
That's a really good beer.
I mean, you know,
Wow.
they know what the hell they're doing.
Harbottle?
At Harbottle.
They do.
They
Yeah.
really do.
Yes.
I'm kind of a sucker, I guess, for their beer. And you know, it's weird. The first beer that normally I have, it's pretty early in the day.
Yeah.
Had breakfast, brushed teeth, all that sort of thing, and then that first beer normally, it takes like I was earlier asking for like a beer to kind of set your palate,
Yeah.
but we didn't do that. So this is like the palate setter.
He's reminding me that.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
remember that beer I asked for later that I didn't get earlier?
Yeah. But it is good to set your palate with something and kind of get your taste buds rolling. This thing immediately is like delicious to
This
me.
is I
mean-
could drink this all day for a football.
Oh,
football day. What do you think
sure.
ABV is? Guessing.
5.2%.
Wow,
I'm pretty
He is good. I mean, honestly, that's even impressive that you remembered it because I would have forgot even if I would have looked at it. So, did you already say that 5.2%?
I did.
All right.
So, I mean, talk about just like fresh and crisp and clean. I mean, you cannot hide anything in a Pilsner as far as, any off flavors are going to come out. Any like DMS, any of that like butter-like kind of thing is going to come out. Anything stressing the yeast is going to come out. This is like ultra clean, ultra crisp.
Yeah.
Even has a drying kind of character on the back end.
Sure.
With a really good, I'm sure they probably used noble hops. They probably used the traditional like German hops, or maybe even American noble hops. But man,
I'm impressed, man.
I'm very impressed by this beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm super impressed.
They don't put the date on there, Marcus. What do you think about
Yeah, not a fan.
Harbottle?
Now,
Harbottle? Come on.
Harbottle is self-distributing. They're very small brewery, not distributing to very many accounts. So when you kind of take those things into consideration, the beer's fresh.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
their turn is probably really, really, really quick. I mean, they're
Sure.
turning beer fast over there.
Okay.
So I would say if you see a beer on the shelf that's a Harbottle beer, it's probably at the oldest, like 3 months old.
Okay.
I think this one's a few weeks old. I think is
Yeah. I think they just got those
They
in.
just got
yeah,
them
they
in.
got that in a black IPA from them. I think that's what it's called too, black eye PA or something. I think it's what but yeah, so they make
I'm gonna get the rest of this.
yeah, it's all
I'm
yours,
like,
buddy.
Dude, this is so to me. God, it's like the definition of an American-made Pilsner.
Yeah.
It's a ton of flavor. It's not like an American lager or even like a store-bought Pilsner where, it's just like bleh.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Yeah.
This actually has a ton of that Pils character, that malt, Pilsner malt character, which I really love. A really clean malt. And it's well balanced too with the dryness.
Yeah.
So, dude, I am jealous. I want to make a beer like this.
We're gonna have a Brewery 602 Harbottle collaboration. You know what? We've talked about them about doing a something with a taste of AZ.
Yeah.
Really good dudes down there, Mike and Sam. I know there's some other people on their team, but those are the two guys I know. Yeah, I'm impressed too, man. Very impressed because I don't buy a lot of craft Pilsners.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's what you were saying earlier. Like I'll buy, like you said, crispy. I like that one, but even some of the more popular ones, like Scottsdale Blonde, it's a good beer. It's just not one of my favorite.
Yeah, and to think it's a blonde ale. Crispy's also blonde. It's a blonde.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not pilsners, right?
Right.
So really, the only in production craft or whatever that does it often is Hilton.
Yes,
They do Venom,
which is fantastic.
And Venom Pilsner. And I mean, again, comparing this, say, with Hilton, who's been doing that for a long time, man.
What's your grade then? What's your number?
Grading it based off of craft Pilsners, I mean, being the fact that I haven't had that many, I'm 9.6.
Oh, I was going to say 9.5.
Yeah.
You got to be better than me.
Yeah, I do.
Even though you had first choice.
Yeah, so I would go 9.6 all day. I think it's a fantastic beer.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You guys over at Harbottle are doing a great job, and anyone that comes down into Tucson area, go hit up that spot. And they're really close to, well, everything in Tucson's close to each other, but you could talk about some brewery hopping. You could definitely get that done in Tucson, and of course the food, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Well, Harbottle too is it's a little bit it's separated from downtown, right? So you've got that little crawling downtown, but then if you go down Harbottle, I think there's a
Copper Mine.
Yeah, so there's a handful of places that are right down there too. That's its own little place down there. So yeah, dude, Harbottle all the way, man.
Harbottle 9
nice
point,
work, guys.
Yeah, 9.6 from me, 9.5 from Eric. Great job, guys, and we appreciate Kings having us down here, and thanks for watching our beer reviews.
Yes,
so we do appreciate that, and I think we'll wrap it up.
Appreciate it. We're going to be doing some. We're working on the Kings on giving some glasses away.
Yeah. I think that's we want to see, like, we want to get some comments. We want to see if this is, it's worth our while because we're drinking beer.
Yeah.
We want to make it kind of worth, Kings hosting us.
Yep.
Kind of make it worth his time as well. So, if you guys are watching this and can make it down here and, bring it up. Hey, mention, hey, I'm watching those episodes at Kings. Kind of throw a shout out to us and to Mark over here and Sarah at Kings, and just say, hey, we're watching these. Yeah. And maybe you might get a little something out of it.
You might get a little something. You will. Unless you are doing it today, the day we're recording, but we're not going to put it out in time. So, no, you're good. Okay, so come.
Yeah, come down to Kings, mention that you saw the video, and you'll get... You're
going to get a beer glass. That's what we're trying to say. You're going to get an Arizona Beer Book beer glass. Yeah. So come get one. Cheers. Cheers.
Well, I don't remember names, but remember faces. Tried their best just to replace us, boy. Don't even have quite...